Welcome to West Virginia Beer Roads, a podcast all about beer from a West Virginia perspective. I'm Erin McCoy, here with my podcast partner, Charles Backway.
Thanks, Erin. We're here in Charleston, West Virginia again, down on Brewers Row. And from the popularity of this street, it seems that craft brewing in our region is really in a growth spurt. My guess is, Erin, that you've organized a good interview for us today by bringing us together with Lisa and Derek Godwin, two of the primary owners of Fife Street Brewing, and I hear they've got a lot to tell us today.
Yes, that is right, Charles, and you make a good point about a surge in craft brewing in our area. Charleston may be leading the way, but the enthusiasm is extending far out to the suburbs. And to share a bunch of this enthusiasm with us and our listeners today, I want to welcome back to West Virginia Beer Road's Lisa and Derek Godwin. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us back.
Well, it's been a few years since you guys announced the opening of Fife Street Brewing in Charleston. And as I recall at the time, it was the first new brewery in downtown Charleston in 9 years. So things must have gone pretty well for you over the past 4 years, because now you guys have some more really big news for our market. Derek, Lisa, who wants to start?
I think I'll take that one. So, we opened May of 22, so we just celebrated our 4-year anniversary. And I have always had this goal of opening another brewery in Taste Valley. And so I even had the building in mind where we wanted to open it, but there was something else there. And so, as you know, I'm a State Farm agent by trade, and I was looking at claims down in that area and saw that this building was open. So I told Derek about it. I went back and looked at it, and they had put a dent in hell place where they were repairing windshields. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So it was occupied again. So this spring or last fall, I went back down there and it was empty. And so we went to work to find out who owned it. And so we're excited to tell you that we started construction last week on a brewery in Taste Valley that is right there around Meeks Mountain Trails. The address is 3546 Taste Valley Road. It's back there where Quantum Soccer and some other businesses are, buildings. And we are so excited.
Hey, then that's great news. That's really some exciting news. Of course, I've been hearing the rumors, you've been talked about for a while, but now you guys, it's a real go, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it took us a little while to secure the building and secure a contractor, and we were just kind of holding off on the official announcement, and we wanted to do it first with you guys.
Well, that's a big deal. To start a new brewery, because as we'll get into this, from what I've already heard, and we're going to talk about this, the plans for what you're doing there are bigger than what you have here in Charleston, really.
Yes, they are.
So let's begin by talking about the plans for the actual brewing operations side of the business, and we'll get to the tap room and restaurant side in a minute. So Derek or Lisa, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have basically a 7-barrel system here with some 15-barrel fermenters, but at the new location we're going 20-barrel brew house. We'll have 3 20-barrel fermenters, 3 40-barrel fermenters there. Our cold storage space will be triple basically of what we have here. So the entire space out there, about 2/3 of it will be dedicated to the actual brew house and brewing beer. So we have some pretty big plans about growing and brewing more beer and distribution a little more wider. And so we're making plans for the future by making it a big brew house.
So that'll probably take a lot more cold storage space too, if you're planning on doing distribution out of there and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
It'll be about 3 times what we have here in Charleston.
And I know you've done, some very small batch canning here in Charleston. Will you add a larger canning operation down there?
At the moment, we're going to use the one that we have here and just use it more frequently than we have here.
Sure, I guess you could. You just use it full time.
Yes.
Yeah. And I guess you've done a lot of work through the years here in Charleston. You've expanded incrementally. There have been some larger tanks put in and some extra stuff done and like the canning line and stuff here in downtown Charleston. But this sounds like it's set up to be more of your real production location, right?
Yes. So we purposefully made it a much larger space down there so that we can start brewing more of our main lines down there and then use our storage place here and brewing facility to make some newer beers that we've wanted to make but just haven't had the capacity to do.
Yeah, so that will be, I'm sure, the center for your distribution that you do. Yeah, that's cool, Aaron.
Well, you guys hit a home run in hiring Gil Peterson as your head brewer. And Lisa, I know you have your son Connor also involved in brewing operations here in Charleston. So I'm curious, how will you staff the brewing operations in the Hurricane Teays Valley area?
Actually, Gil's going to be the main brewer here in the Charleston location. Connor's going to be the main brewer down there. He's our assistant brewer now. And he's been working extra hard and getting extra training the last few weeks in the planning concept or in the planning stage to prepare him to handle all that down there.
That's exciting.
Yes, he's very excited.
Yeah.
He's going to have, we're in our basement, so I can say that. You see that lab over there, that little lab? We're actually going to have a lab over there where we're growing our yeast and doing more.
Every brewery needs a good lab.
That's right.
Yes, we do.
But what kind of beers will you make there at the new location? And tell us more about how you plan to divide up the production side between Charleston and the new Teays Valley Hurricane location.
Yeah, so I kind of alluded to a little bit earlier. Out in the Teays Valley, initially our concept is to brew our main staple beers out there.
And which ones do you call those staples for our listeners?
Yeah, Charleston beer, the Porter, our P51 Porter, Charlie
West Coast
IPA,
and the Summer Street
and
Wheat.
the Summer Street Wheat, and also the Kolsch. We'll throw that in there as
No,
well.
I'm glad you're adding that Kolsch. That's what I've been hearing, that you're planning on making it a full-time beer rather than a seasonal like it might have started out.
Yeah,
Yes.
we know you love the Kolsch.
Oh, I
Charles.
love the Kolsch.
Add the
I do
Kolsch to the
too.
flagship.
So those 5 main beers will be brewed out there. And then we're going to use this facility to start maybe brewing some German lagers and things that we just haven't had the capacity to brew because it takes up the fermenters and bright tanks so long that we have to keep those open to brew the main lines of beers because we've been very fortunate that our beer has been very popular and our tap house has been popular. So we're wanting to diversify, maybe do an Oktoberfest finally, a Marzen beer. Different things that we haven't been able to do will be used here at this facility.
So how do you project this new production capacity to impact your distribution operation? I imagine it's going to enable you to add more retail accounts.
Right. So we need to expand because we've only been distributing between Charleston and Huntington. We've had people in Morgantown, Parkersburg, other places want our beer, other restaurants, but we just can't give them our beer because we can't run out in our tap room. We've even had to suspend distribution for the summer because of the events going on in Charleston and the people that they're bringing in, which is a godsend to our community and to our town. But we need a bigger area to brew beer. So yeah, it's gonna really help us. Expanding, we're going to try to go to. We're looking into Parkersburg. Of course, we go from here to Huntington, Beckley, Lewisburg, and Morgantown. We don't want to do the Eastern Panhandle now because that's a haul to get there.
And you plan to do self-distribution here and not sign up with a distributor, right?
Yes,
That's correct.
That is correct.
Yeah, and how do you see the mix between retail, like off-premise accounts, versus on-premise accounts for the kegged beer versus canned beer? In other words, do you see that you try to cover both sides?
Yes, we'll still be canning our own beer and selling our canned beer, and you can buy kegs out of the tap room. We have people walk in now just to buy kegs out of the tap room. We're still, selling kegs. We'll sell more kegs than we sell out of the tap room.
Yeah.
But we'll drink more beer in our tap rooms than we will distribute, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we'll ramp up the distribution as we go.
Sure, but I see maybe because you're not necessarily soon expanding the canning operation, keep the one you have, that I wasn't sure if you were going to try to, target getting into Kroger's and like the bigger retailers for your cans, and it's like 4-pack, 6-packs.
I think eventually we would like to do that.
Yeah,
I think we're
possibly.
baby stepping we'll try to supply the tap room out there while growing distribution at the same time. And so we'll see how popular it goes, and we'll start distributing appropriately after that.
Right. I'm over distribution, so I want to work with some country clubs to get our canned beer out on the golf courses.
Right. Sure.
That's one goal. So, yeah, we're wide open to anything.
That's got to be an exciting time for you. Mm-hmm. Well, let's move over to the taproom side now. It sounds like a large taproom bar and restaurant space in your new building, certainly larger than what you have here in downtown Charleston. So talk a little bit about how how you envision that working out for you there.
Yeah, the actual taproom area will be similar to the one here as far as square footage, but it'll be more square than long rectangular like we have here.
Okay.
Seats for about 60 to 65 people plus 12 or so bar seats. We'll also have an outdoor area.
So will the outdoor seating be roughly similar to what you have currently, or will it be a larger outdoor seating area?
It has potential to be a little bit larger. We'll have regular tables, some picnic tables, an outdoor area that has indoor-outdoor carpet and pea gravel combination. So it makes it easier. Very family-friendly again, very pet-friendly, just like we have here. Just a little different layout, but the same basic concept that we have here.
And I think I overheard just a few minutes ago before we started recording the podcast that there's also a lot of parking at this new location in Hurricane. How many cars do you think you'll have space for? I mean, certainly here in downtown Charleston, you're lucky that you have a parking garage next door. But down there, you also have a lot of free parking, right?
Yeah, between the whole complex down there, there's upwards of 400 spaces.
Oh, my gosh.
So
So
there'll be plenty of room for
Be a large party down there.
There'll be plenty
We'd
of
love
room
to
for
fill
people
every
to come.
space.
Yeah.
Well, from a restaurant perspective, do you envision doing anything different in this new location from what you have at your downtown Charleston location, like in terms of food?
So have you heard anything about the menu?
We heard rumors.
Okay.
There's some rumors, yes.
Okay. So as you know, we have specialty elevated grilled cheese
Yes.
sandwiches here, and they are a hit. We don't want to duplicate down there, so we are going to do smashed potatoes.
Okay.
Smashed baked potatoes.
All right,
No.
define a smashed potato for me. What is that?
Okay, so it's a baked potato with all types of different toppings. So we may do a pepperoni and cheese for a ball game day. We may put hot dogs and chili, cut up hot dogs and put chili and cheese and for a ball game day. Just different things.
So definitely specialty things, but like I think probably a traditional, I would think, concept of a veggie and a protein as an option,
Yes.
like as a topping.
yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
so the smashed potatoes will be the main core features in Hurricane. But to fill out a menu, salads, other things. I mean,
Yes, we're
express
still going to
the-
have salads.
Yeah.
Oh, we are adding pretzels with beer cheese to the menu.
Ooh.
And
Hopefully
we're also
brats.
going to have
And
brats.
brats.
Yes, nothing goes better with beer than brats. So
Or
we're-
pretzels.
Or pretzels. So we're going to have the brats. We're excited about that.
That's exciting, and we're all looking forward to seeing that final menu once it's available. Kind of to round out that question from my end, the new event or the new area, I'm sorry, is it going to have an event and a meeting space?
So at Fife here now in Charleston, we do allow people to come in. We don't charge for a meeting space. They can come in and use the front area. They can call and reserve it. We'll try to do the best we can. We can't do it on a busy night like trivia night or Friday or Saturday night.
Hey, trivia's going on upstairs now.
Yes, it is. But same thing here. Or same thing there. We're going to allow people to use the space when we're not busy. If they want to do baby showers or Bible study or trivia, yes, we're going to absolutely do
So
that,
you'll-
but not a private room.
You won't have the private room space, private meeting space. Okay, that's
We tried to
fine.
make it work. The space just didn't allow for it.
Yeah,
because
just-
we
fair.
wanted to maximize the brew house.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So, will you think you might do something different even with outdoor space? I mean, is it?
So instead of windows that open,
Yeah.
like our windows here at Fife 1, Fife 2 is going to have garage doors that roll up, and it's all glass.
Well, I'm so happy for you guys and your business success. It's certainly been a pleasure to be a customer here in the downtown Charleston Fife, and I'm sure it'll be equally fun to be at the Hurricane Fife when it gets open. And we didn't, I don't think, ask like your target date to get it open. I probably left that off earlier.
Our plan is to open by no later than October 15th.
And we've also enjoyed through the last several years meeting and talking with and hanging out with all the owners here, your primary owners, and there's 4 of you. There's 2 other guys, Josh and Jody. And I'm wondering, are they also going to be involved like they are here? Will they be involved at the Hurricane operation too?
Yeah, like them or not, they're involved. So, yes, they're coming along for the ride as well.
And I just wondered if the plans for the new place include any additional investors or partners.
No, we're staying with the same basic core as we had for primary operating owners, and the other folks that were investors in our Fife 1 here will be also investors at Fife 2 as well.
Okay. So it will be the same corporation, or it'll be a separate
Same corporate
Same
entity.
corporate.
So that's interesting, yeah, because some people, every time they open a new tap room, they make a new corporation. But
Yeah, no, we're
that's
the
all
same entity.
right. Interesting.
So our DBA, here is Fife Street Brewing, and so we're lovingly calling that Fife 2, but we haven't come up with a name yet. So we're still working and thinking
And
about
we'll have a
all of
creative
that.
name.
Yeah,
We
got a
want
little-
something creative.
still got a lot of
Still
work
with
to do.
Fife, but yes.
Yeah. Well, beyond the brewery business and the tap room, are you planning to add any new types of business ventures or operations there? Maybe something like catering, or is that anything else come?
We're
with
not going
this?
to do a full bar.
Yeah, full bar.
We're still
Not-
sticking to the same basic plan here that we have here with some sangrias and wines
Yeah.
if you're not a beer drinker. NA options if you don't like beer or alcohol. But we're not going to do catering. I mean, we will cater an event if they come into Fife, but we're not going to do outside
Right. I was
catering
thinking
or
outside
anything.
catering. Yeah.
And the reason with that is grilled cheese does not travel very well, and neither do baked potatoes.
No, I know.
So-
I just had no idea how big the kitchen operation was going to be and
Yeah.
stuff. I
Right.
didn't know. Okay, well, that's
Right.
Still
that's good to
relatively
hear.
small kitchen.
Yeah.
Still trying to maximize brewing and the beer experience.
Well, that's good to hear. Absolutely.
That makes sense. And you guys talked a little bit earlier about the new space being kind of having an outdoor area. It's going to be, family friendly, pet friendly, you said. But do you have anything you want to add in terms of like, is there going to be maybe something specific for kids, or is there anything that's special for the outdoor area?
So we're working on that. We're not going to have any like playground equipment or anything like that where a child, State Farm agent again. I have to protect
Injuries.
liability. Nobody's
Yes.
going to get injured. But we're going to try to promote people coming over from the bike trails and the walking trails. So we're going to have a lot of bike racks. We have a lot of people who are employees of Fife that are musical, and so we've talked about getting some things that with little sticks they can hit that make music
Like as an outdoor
as an
entertainment.
outdoor entertainment
oh, that's
for
exciting.
that. So
Yeah.
we're still working on all that too.
It's just not worked out yet.
yeah,
That's
Right.
fun.
right, yeah.
Well, Aaron, I know earlier you mentioned Gil Peterson, head brewer, and we had just heard, that he will maintain the operations here in Charleston. But also here in Charleston, you've had a pretty good general manager running the upstairs bar area, John Query, and we've enjoyed working with him through the years. And will he have a role in helping set up the new tap room?
Yes. So a couple months ago, or about a month ago, we had a management meeting off-site and kind of made plans for all that. But John will be managing both areas. We've been fortunate enough to have some of our beer tenders step up as shift managers, and they will be crossing over and taking some shifts out there as well with John's guidance. But John's very good here as well. Besides running the tap room, he helps set our menu for food, and he will do the same thing out at the Tays Valley location as well.
Okay, yeah.
He books events and he handles all that. He does
Like-
a lot of things that people don't realize behind the scenes.
So like managing the entertainment, or
Yes.
the,
Yep.
the
Books
trivia
all that
nights
too.
and things
Yes,
like that.
we didn't really talk about that with the outdoor space, but right now there is a concrete pad there. We don't know if we're going to use that existing pad or something different, but we're trying to set up some type of a stage area so we can have an outdoor band there, particularly on weekends in the summers. We're going to put heaters up in the winter so we can try to use that outdoor space even in the winter.
Perfect.
Well, you all kind of talked a little bit about, sharing some taproom staff, which kind of led into my next question. But, what are you expecting in terms of the new taproom? How many people do you think you're going to have to expect to hire to get it up and running, even if you're, sharing staff? So,
Well, we're thinking we're going to need 20 to 25 people. As we talked before we started the podcast, we've had about a 93% retention rate with the employees that we hired here at Fife One. So that was 4 years ago.
it's impressive.
Right. And so a lot of the employees here have offered to take a shift down there, a shift a week, especially during the first few weeks that we're open to help train the new employees. But we're excited about opening up that area to the people and of Taze Valley to come and apply for jobs.
Well, speaking of, for people who might like to apply to work at your new brewery, when will you be taking applications and where should people apply?
Okay, so we will be taking applications. We're going to start in August. We're actually going to have probably an outdoor fair there so that they can just come on a certain day. That'll be all over our social media, and we'll start with that. But they can send an email or send their resume to john@fifestreetbrewing.com initially if they're interested.
Which will go to your general manager to initially screen for employment.
Right, but we will have a job fair sometime in August, so stay
Exciting.
tuned for that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's a big deal. Well, guys, nationally, the stats show that the craft beer market overall has cooled off from its peak. I know Charleston is unique and not necessarily like anything like the national market, but have you guys noticed in your 4 years here any slowdown in beer sales in West Virginia?
From our market here, we have been very fortunate. Our beer sales have actually grown every year from the initial, so we've had some staying power. Say a lot of times that West Virginia, we kind of live in a bubble here, and when things are going great everywhere else, we're here, and when things are going bad everywhere else, they're here. About the same thing in West Virginia. But locally for us, we have not seen any kind of drop or lowering of beer sales around, and we anticipate that will not see that.
Well, I'd certainly suspicion that what you say is true for the breweries downtown here. This has been a kind of a boom season. We think they're still growing, and everybody's so upbeat. I mean, I talk to the other breweries regularly, and it's good to hear that you guys are experiencing that same kind of tenor of growth. That's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah, I think word has spread. Word has spread with people traveling through here, and we have repeat customers that are traveling from Michigan to South Carolina on vacation that come back and they tell their friends. And so we experience a lot of that here. And so I think the word has spread that we're a booming little tiny mini Asheville at the moment where people are stopping by because they like the brewery scene in downtown Charleston.
Exciting. Well, I'm sure you all studied and researched long and hard before deciding to invest in a new brewery. What factors convinced you that geographically the location that you picked to build was the right place for your new operation?
Population for Taze Valley, the population. Families, a lot of families live there. The lack of outdoor restaurants there, which was the big one for me. And we kind of want to stay within 100 miles of where we are. And plus, you know what? We have a lot of people from that area that say, when are you going to come to Taze Valley? They come to Charleston and they have to drive home.
And that area doesn't have a location that is a brewery or
no other breweries down
there. The closest one is
None.
Huntington.
Right.
Yeah.
So, right.
How many miles is that from here in Charleston? About 20?
Yeah, roughly.
About 20.
Roughly 20 miles.
Yeah.
So it's still a suburb, but what I've always known is that when you go home from work and you live in Taze Valley, which a lot of people do, you don't want to drive back to Charleston to go out to dinner or to have a beer.
Right.
You want to stay
Right.
local. I would think it's a great move.
Well, we're excited about the new location, but I'm curious, what other places did you consider as potentials for the new brewery when you were, doing your research and thinking, where are we going to put this place?
So we actually did look at the old fire department in the Hurricane area, and then this other location, which was in my heart, as we mentioned earlier. That we wanted came available, and so we chose that one. And that's really, we didn't look anywhere
But
else.
no other cities.
No, like I said, we wanted to stay in a small, I said 100 mile. I wanted to stay like within a 30 mile. Derek said 100 mile.
Yeah, we kicked around Point Pleasant, and because we're in New Core and Barbersville and that area, but this just seemed to make a little more sense.
Well, have you been working with any business development organizations in Putnam County for any type of assistance with site development, brewery construction, equipment purchases, or technical assistance?
So we reached out to the Putnam County Commission and the City of Hurricane, the mayor, and so we've talked with them. They know we're coming. They actually are the ones that met us and showed us the fire department. And we decided to stay with Prey Construction because they were the ones that did Fife 1, and they are very familiar with what we need because it's basically the same things there, just different layout, different city. And so we feel very comfortable. And because we're using them, I think we're going to get in there faster than if we would have used somebody else. So,
Makes
but
sense.
yes, you mentioned, have I looked for any? I'm always looking for deals on Facebook Marketplace. So.
Doing that
For
shopping on the
everything,
side.
not just Fife Street.
Hey, I want to
boy.
repurpose, reuse, and what's the other one?
Refurbish.
Refurbish. yeah.
Refurbish, yes. Good, all good things. I
Yes.
support.
Recycle.
yes.
Yes.
Well, when you look at other brewers in West Virginia who have, as you're going to put in, a larger base capacity brewery built, the popular trend these days is just to add additional remote tap rooms and supply them from your central main brewery. Is that model something you think you might consider in the future once you get the new brewery into production? I mean, like your neighbor Short Story here, it's been a moneymaker for them.
Yeah, it's an excellent question. And yes, we admire their model. And yes, I believe that is something we would like to do somewhere where we can launch from that facility out in Taze Valley.
Yeah, it might be how you move to Point Pleasant or something.
That's
open a
correct.
tap room, yeah.
Yeah, I think step 3 would be to open some remote tap rooms
Satellite tap
off
room.
of that brewing facility. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, we would like to do that.
Well, looking back a few years when you guys were first deciding whether or not to open a brewery in Charleston, what are you most happy about in how things have turned out with Fife Street Brewing?
I'll start, and I'll let Lisa interject some as well. When we had the vision, I envisioned that it would be a popular spot. I remember initially Lisa asked me the question, how do you think Fife 1 fails? I'm like, well, basically, if the beer sucks, it's going to fail. And we've proven that Gil can make good beer, and we've brought a good product. So I think the most surprising thing for me is just the staying power, the stability, the popularity, the people that call Fife home, the regulars we see all the time. Just, it's been a wonderful experience. I can't say anything negative about the experience. Everything has been positive. I mean, it's just been a wonderful experience that has far exceeded, I think, even our expectations.
It's fantastic. Lisa, you want to add anything there?
So I was at a facility today where my dad is, and I walked into Fife, and I had a meeting with the hospital people, and so these regulars that are there said, "How are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm good. Where have you been?" I told them, and so we had something in common because her dad is in a facility too, or he's having some issues, and so it's the people we meet, it's the smiles. We meet people from all over. So I will have friends that come, and I will come up from upstairs to downstairs to meet my friends. And then I'll meet someone from Michigan that's on their way to Florida and start talking to them, and just can't go to my friends because I'm so fascinated with how they found us and fascinated with their story. And I'll pet their dog and just love on them. And I just love the people we meet, plus our employees. I mean, we're Mama and Papa Bear. We
Yeah.
love our
I was
employees.
going to add that too. Our employees have become almost like family members just because of who they are and their loyalty and their love for Fife as well, and their pride in it. I never dreamed we'd have 93% retention when you go to a lot of other places around Charleston, and it's a different server every time you go. I mean, we've just had loyalty and people that have really bought into the Fife model, which is something I did not expect as well. So.
That was going to be my final part of that question was, what did you not expect maybe with the brewery? You kind of answered that in terms of loyalty and staying power, but is there anything else that you want to add that was surprising for you as an owner of the last 4 years?
The demand for the beer. I mean, we knew Gil could make beer, but just the demand for it, the people that come in and want to do and be a part of the naming of a beer, the recommendation of a style. I felt like we'd have to do some fresh ideas a lot for to keep people wanting to come back. I was always like, hey, let's just not make this place stale, but it's been just so even keeled popular that I think that that's been a surprise for me. I just things get stale a lot of places, and it just hasn't here, and I think that's been a nice reward as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah. We need to give our employees and our partners a lot of kudos because this place wouldn't run, and our customers. This place would not run. It would not go without our employees, our partners, our friends, our family, our customers that come in. I mean, we have a lot of support. We love everybody, but they love us.
Our
Yeah.
family's drinking too much beer, though.
I definitely notice your involvement, not just you two, but Josh and Jody as well, other partners here. A lot of breweries where the partners or the owners are not brewers themselves, or they're not running the kitchen themselves, and like that is the way you guys are. None of you have full-time jobs here at the brewery. You've got other, work you do. Yet you spend a lot of time here. And not just here, but I see you and the other guys out in the other local breweries right down the street. Everybody is working together, getting ideas, seeing what's working, seeing what doesn't work. I mean, getting information. To me, that's just been a beautiful, beautiful business model. And I've enjoyed watching this place grow and do well in Charleston. And be like the central part of the Brewers Row. You're the central business in what we call Brewers Row here. And that's one thing, at least I want to see what your thoughts were. Brewers Row and the city programming the park across the street, that they've just upped that programming over the last couple of years so much. Seems like there's an event every other week that's going on this street. That has, my feeling is that's really impacted the number of people that come downtown.
Oh, it has.
And I wanted to get you guys because you're right on the front row of that.
Oh,
So-
right. And Pickle Fest is coming in September. That is a big hit, believe it or not.
Yes.
So I don't know the exact date. I could look up my phone, but yeah, the park and the who manages that? The CWV or
Yeah, the city does.
the city does? But the bands that they book. I mean, it is big. We bought a kegerator to set outside, and that's one of the things that we've improved in the last couple of years. That's helped us, but that has really helped the traffic flow of people coming in and out, and the busyness of standing
Meaning they
in
can
line.
get a beer to go
Yeah,
as they're
because
outside.
a lot of people say, "Oh, I come in and I see the line and I just turn around." Well, now we have the kegerator sitting outside within our patio, and they can get a beer there. And POTA has been amazing for downtown Charleston.
Yeah,
So-
POTA is what we call our to-go cups
Right.
that they let you take out to the street from the brewery.
Right, and that has kudos to the city for working and getting that here, and so that has been just wonderful.
Yeah,
for
so
our
that's
city.
working for you guys.
Oh, definitely.
Especially during the event days, I bet.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's been a nice partnership with the city.
Yeah.
The Mayor Goodwin has been amazing too, and I think the park is amazing for the city, but they also work with us for events and coordinating things as well, and so they've been very easy to work with. And if we've had any kind of issues, they've worked with us to rectify those. So it's been a nice partnership.
And I think that programming of all these festivals and events and bands and Chili Fest or whatever they have here, I mean, it's a little bit of everything, that has helped. One of the things that I've noticed that's increased a lot. Every time I walk into one of these places, because I like to just sit at the bar, and talk to the bartenders and see just kind of watch and observe what's going on, what are people drinking. I meet people from out of town constantly. And when I've asked about that recently, and I've asked some of your people, I've asked about the other brewers on Brewers Row about what's been their experience. Are you seeing, this trend and like tourists or just visitors to our city coming into your place? Everyone says it's growing, and it's the guys up the street at Bad Shepherd said they thinks it's like a third of their bar business is people that come in from out of town. Right. And I don't mean the restaurant business overall, but just sitting at the bar. A bartender's telling me that. Yeah. It's just constant. So give me your thoughts on that, or any more.
So I ask, when I meet a new person, I ask, so where are you from? Are you from local? And they'll tell me where they're from. And I'll say, how did you find out about Fife Street? And they will have Googled beer breweries as they're driving through. I had one couple that was so specific, they Googled black IPAs. And they stopped here to get our Fife to the Power because they wanted to buy cans of the Fife to the Power to take with them to Florida in their car to drink it. Yes.
Craft beer.
Yeah.
Aficionados can be very specific.
Yes.
Well, this place, what do you keep, about 20 beers up on the taps? It's how many?
12 at a time.
It's 12. I know it was a whole bunch.
12 at a time.
And I guess about half of them are ones that are pretty much there all the time.
Yep.
Or they're regular, but then
Roughly.
There's
5.
Another 5 that might be totally different every time you walk in. Well, I don't mean every week, but every quarter or something. Yes. You come in, it's a new tap list.
Yeah, there's pretty much 5 on tap all the time. We mentioned those earlier.
Yeah.
And then we have 7 that we rotate.
So 7 rotators and 5 core. Yeah. And will that probably be the same in the Hurricane location or something similar?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a very similar menu. We'll have staples, and there'll be a beer that's specific to that location as well. Not sure what that's going to be named as well. We have Charleston beer here. There'll be something
there,
at that location.
But there'll be
that
Charleston
will be,
beer there too.
Yes, but
So
there'll be a specific beer for that location.
Oh, you might have a Hurricane beer then.
Correct. It's going to be
that
named
would be
something.
cool.
That's part of the
Yeah,
fun
a
of it.
play on the name of the area. Yeah. I can
Yes.
see that. I can see that.
Yes,
That's
something you
exciting.
can just come in and pay $5 for the beer. So.
Now, do we leave out anything that you'd like to mention before we wrap this up?
Not from our standpoint. I would like to give kudos to you all for the craft beer industry and staying with it. I mean, I know everybody that's part of craft breweries and the craft beer scene looks up to your all's podcasts and articles, and so kudos to you all. I mean, you have brought a lot of interested beer drinkers and viewers to our area and other areas, so we appreciate everything that you've done, not promoting just Fife, but the beer industry as a whole, and I think it makes a big dent in our industry as well.
Yes, ditto.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate that tremendously. Thank you so much. I obviously wouldn't even be involved if I hadn't been recruited, but it's been fantastic, and it's a great way to promote West Virginia craft beer, and obviously why we do it. So.
Well, that's right. And if you guys and all the other breweries didn't make good stuff to drink, we probably wouldn't have continued to do this so long.
Nobody would listen, right?
Exactly.
They just complain about wanting more. But we've been very thrilled to be a part of it and have grown to love the industry, which before we started we had no knowledge of, or other than the fact we really loved craft beer. But it has really been, it's made a big dent in our lives, and we appreciate that opportunity as well.
Yeah, I think I got mentioned earlier, none of you guys came from the brewing industry or necessarily even the restaurant industry. And so it's great to see that what you've created here. I mean, it's done so well, and it's rewarding. I'm sitting from the outside. I don't have an investment in this place, but I can see the business that comes through here, and it just warms my heart. This place does well.
Mm-hmm. On our 4th year anniversary, somebody said, I mean, they were being serious. They were like, what I want to give kudos to you all is that you followed through with your plan. There's so many people that have a vision and they never do anything with it, but you guys were able to pull it off and pull it together, and it has. It's become a part of the community and part of our lives, and it's been rewarding.
Well, we wanted to help Charleston. That was our main goal. You know, Charleston was I don't want to say dying, but it was shrinking.
Yes.
And our goal was to help Charleston grow, and we give 10% of our profits back to charities. And that's a big deal.
Yeah,
So
that is
we
a big
it
deal.
is.
I mean, we're not in this for the money. We're in this for other reasons, obviously.
Yeah, and I know a crew of people, the owners here, who, when they were just getting started, first thing they needed to do was bring in somebody that did know craft beer. And you brought Gil Peterson in. And to me, he has been amazing. You know, I know.
amazing.
Yeah, it's just to see what he's created, and then Connor coming in, your son, coming in and working here. He's made some good beers. I know there's several he's just done on his own here. He's
Yes.
taken the lead on, and they've been very good. So I think he's going to do well in Hurricane. He's got a bright future in the industry. So
Yep.
yeah.
All right, to the people of the Taze Valley area, here we come.
Well, we at West Virginia Beer Roads are incredibly excited and can't wait to see the new area, and obviously come visit and see all the new things and watch you all expand and be productive and positive to the areas here in West Virginia. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, and good luck.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
This brings us to the close of another podcast. Remember, you can subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite podcast host. Thank you for listening to West Virginia Beer Roads.
West Virginia Beer Roads is a production of BrilliantStream.com.